What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Well, got a phone call from the vessel, and um, she is not feeling good. Um, she sent me a list of things that she wanted me to pick up for her, a few things she wanted me to make for her, and I intend on making that right now and bringing it over to her. Two things that she wanted me to make was my chicken noodle soup from scratch and her favorite cream of chicken and rice. So, ran to the store and picked up a few things. To kind of fast forward it, I already prepped most of it. I got your celery right here. I got your carrots, already chopped up. As you can see, the sizes that I use. I have an onion that I'm about to cut up. Um, I have some chicken I'm going to dice up. This is organic chicken. I don't know if you can see that. But organic chicken strips. I'm just going to cut it into pieces and add that to it, and I'm just going to walk you through it. Probably won't be any commentary. I'm just going to show you how I do it, and if you ever decide you want some chicken noodle soup or cream of chicken and soup, chicken and rice soup, this is how I make it. So I decided to go ahead and narrate this. Makes more sense to me. But I'm going to start by chopping up some onions, which I'm doing a horrible camera angle job at this. I'm not even getting showing you how I'm cutting this, but if you know how to cut square pieces in onions, then go ahead and do that. This is a way I do it to make sure I get uniform cuts. Um, Now I'm going to show you cutting the chicken. It's pretty much everything is in the dices, so it's not too much complex work going on here. You just want to dice everything. So I cut it in, the dice, not dice, the chicken tender strips are easier for me to manage because I'm not cooking a whole lot of this stuff. So I just want to cut those into little cubes about the same size. Everything's uniform in size. It doesn't have to be perfect, but get it as best as possible. And you want to make sure you clean your area. You don't want raw chicken juice everywhere. Next, I'm going to go ahead and boil my egg noodles and get those out the way. Those can sit and wait. Just boil water and follow the directions on the package or whatever possibly you decide to go with. But I go with egg noodles. Next, I'm going to go ahead and saute my vegetables. Put a little olive oil in the pan and turn that up. And once it gets to a certain temperature, you want to turn it down to medium because once you put your vegetables in there, it's going to start splattering everywhere. So I turn it down to medium heat. Put my carrots in first. Let the carrots cook. They take a long time to cook, so you want to get those started first. Then I want to add the rest of my vegetables, my onions, and then my celery. Um, Make sure well, I'm cooking double, so I'm making sure I don't use everything. I have two pots going. You don't see it in the video, but I have two pots going. One for chicken noodle soup and one for your cream of chicken and rice soup. So that's why you're not seeing me using all the ingredients. I'm splitting them in half. You want to make sure you get these nice. They don't have to be like soft, because they're going to still cook when you're boiling everything together. When you put the broth in and everything, so you don't have to worry about everything being undercooked. Um, so these are my two pots. They're both the same. Then you want to get those to a nice, I don't want to call it simmer, but saute temperature. You want to get these somewhat cooked down, and cooking it down releases the flavor of all the vegetables too. So you want to keep that in mind when you're making the soup. Kind of releases the flavor. So now I'm going to go ahead and cook my chicken again. A little olive oil. Turn the heat on. Chicken in there. Add a little seasoning to it if you want to. I use black pepper Nothing fancy. Just sprinkle a little of that on top. I use salt too. Depending on who you are, you might not want salt, but I put a little salt in there too to give it a little extra flavor. It's a flavor enhancer. Give it a stir. Make sure it's cooked. Um, you don't want to cook it too high. You don't want to burn everything. So it's not going to be a fast thing. So take your time and do it right, or you don't want to do it at the same time. So now my chicken is pretty much all cooked. You see all the chicken juice starting to separate from it, and you want to save that. You don't want to get rid of that. You don't want to strain this. That's all flavor. The more chicken flavor in a soup, the better. So go ahead and empty that, or I did have, but empty that into your pan and get that juice out of there too. Use all the juice if you want. Again, you don't have to do that. You can strain it if you want, but I'm going to keep that for extra flavor. Get out of stir. Now I'm going to add my chicken stock. Now you can use whatever you want to use. You can use the bouillon cubes. You can use the chicken base. I'm using base. It has better flavor to me. And this is my chicken and rice soup. I'm adding the heavy cream, about half a cup or a cup of heavy cream. Or you can use milk. If you use milk, I would use about 2 cups. Heavy cream is more richer to me, so I'm using heavy cream. And just get out of stir. Now this is my chicken noodle soup. I'm just gonna add more stock to that. Um, Again, use whatever you want to use, beyond cubes or that. Or if you want to make your own stock, I'll show you how to do that in another video too. Get out of stir. And depending on what you use, you might want to add a little extra salt to it because sometimes you have the low sodium stuff and it doesn't really have too much flavor. That's just me. If you're cooking for somebody who has high blood pressure, you might want to just stick with the low sodium. Now, I did not get a chance to show you when I use the thickeners chicken and rice soup. I use cornstarch. Now, you can make a roux. A roux is pretty much just butter and flour and mixed together. And you cook the flour and you just turn it to a thick paste and you use that to thicken it. I use cornstarch. To me, cornstarch is easier. But with cornstarch, you gotta remember it's just water and cornstarch. So you're diluting the flavor. So you gotta add, a little extra salt to it because now it becomes bland the more you put in there. So you got to keep that in mind. You don't want to send out bland soup to people. And you just do it to, you just taste as you go. Now I'm going to add my rice. I probably should have told you to pre-cook some rice, ahead of time. You can use minute rice. I use the regular rice. And with this amount, I would just do 1 cup of rice. And for every cup of rice, you use 2 cups of water. And this is very creamy right now. This is some people might go a little less with the creaminess. I like it like this because it tends to break down a little bit. I don't know why it does that. I'm not sure yet, but it kind of loses the thickness and it becomes more liquid. So, you don't want to go too thick though. Now I'm going to go back over and go ahead and add my cooked egg noodles to my chicken noodle soup and just get out of stir, get everything stirred in. Now you can either add depending on what are you doing this for. You might want to add the egg noodles to order. You might just keep it to the side, and then as you are eating, just add the egg noodles. Doesn't take long for egg noodles, cooked egg noodles to heat up. Make sure you again taste everything as you go. Because you might add something and it might change the flavor of it. You want to make sure it comes out perfect. So keep you tasting spoons on the side and just go ahead and taste it and go from there. And this is the final result: chicken noodle soup and cream of chicken and rice soup. Hope you enjoyed this video and stay tuned for the next ones.